Hi, I'm Katrina, your Pilates teacher at K Pilates. Welcome to Core Concepts, where I try to explain a little bit more about the details of the Pilates technique and the principles. Today we will have a look at the different breathing patterns. So let's begin. So many times I hear that the breathing is difficult or confusing, or maybe some people stop with Pilates because they can't quite get to grips with the breathing. So that is really, for me, that's quite sad. Don't let the breathing stop you from getting into the Pilates. The breathing will come in time. Yeah, of course we need to breathe. So in the beginning, especially with the beginners exercises, we get away with just breathing naturally. I always give breathing patterns, but in the beginning you really just want to focus on actually breathing, so never holding the breath, and then getting to know the exercises. So once we know the exercises and the brain isn't so busy with trying to coordinate them, then we have a bit more space to focus on the breath itself. So first of all, don't let the breathing stop you from doing Pilates. It will come in time. And so once we get to that point where we want to get into the breathing in more detail, and this is also a really good thing to just practice on its own. So in class, we practice the exercises, you get used to moving the body in that way and to know where to focus on, what to move, what to keep still. If you can find any time in your busy day, maybe during your commute or while watching telly, to just focus on the breath, the breathing part of it, then that will be much quicker that we can put the two together. And I'll give you a few exercises you can do in a normal day, and it's not going to take any equipment or anything special to do that. Yeah. So, in Pilates we have two ways of breathing. One way is our diaphragmatic breathing, which is just a difficult word for belly breathing, yeah, where we breathe very deeply, we relax. It's supposed to be our natural way of breathing, but that's not really the case for all of us. Especially if we have busy, stressful lives, we tend to forget that that's how we were meant to breathe. So we might have to relearn that. And the other way of breathing is our ribcage breathing, our lateral breath, our thoracic breath. So many different words for these. I tend to use belly breathing and ribcage breathing just because that tells us where the breath is focused. Yeah. But other teachers might use diaphragmatic breathing or lateral breath or thoracic breath. So what are those and how can we practice them? The first one, your belly breath, is for whenever we're relaxed. So hopefully in your normal day, doing the exercises when you do the stretches, doing some of the mobility work depending on what we're doing. So here we want to breathe into the belly, and you might want to have your hands on your belly so you can really feel what's moving, what's staying still. So you want to breathe in, let the belly relax, and then breathe out, and you just feel that naturally the belly draws back a bit. It's not a pulling back, it's not an actual thing that you're doing. You'll just feel you breathe in, the belly gets big, and then you breathe out, and the navel naturally draws back a little bit. The shoulders are relaxed, you can close your eyes if you want to, and then breathe and let the belly get big. Breathe out, let the belly draw back naturally. So this can be very small, this can be very big. It really depends on how comfortable you are with this. You can do this just lying down on your back. Yeah, you can do this in standing, it doesn't really matter. Good. And then release. Yeah. So some of us find this uncomfortable. Many of us maybe tend to draw the navel in all the time. That's a very common thing, to constantly have this tension. Then when your Pilates teacher tells you to completely relax the belly, this might feel really counterintuitive. So if that's you, just play with this. Allow yourself to really enjoy feeling this movement in your center. Yeah. Good. So that's your belly breathing, your breathing for when you're relaxed. Then we have our lateral breath. And here we draw the navel in just a little bit, like 2%, just a touch. Just have that slight connection, and then we want to breathe into the rib cage. So different ways to practice this. You can either have your hands just on your lower ribs like this, or you can give yourself a hug and then relax the shoulders down. I quite prefer this version just because here very often the shoulders come up, but you just find which one feels more comfortable for you. So again, the navel is drawn in a tiny bit, and then we breathe into the rib cage, not into the belly. So the connection to the center stays the same, and then we breathe into the hands. You feel the rib cage open as you breathe in, and you feel the rib cage close as you breathe out. And we try to sort of breathe underneath us, so the shoulders don't go up and down with this. Yeah. We try to keep the shoulders relaxed and breathe into the sides. That's where the name lateral breath comes from. And again, that might not happen in the first few tries with this. Yeah. So you try to just first create that awareness. Where's the breath? Yeah. One more of those. Yeah, so keeping the navel drawn in a tiny bit, keeping our center still, breathing into the ribcage. So that's our Pilates breath that we need for the exercises. Here we keep our center engaged to support us for whatever we need. We need to maybe maintain neutral spine and pelvis under resistance. We might need to balance, all those sort of things. Then we need to keep these muscles switched on just as much as we need to for the challenge. So we can't breathe into the belly, and that means we then have to just really make use of breathing deeply into the rib cage. And the more we practice that rib cage breathing, the more flexible and strong and stronger the intercostal muscles become, the muscles in between your ribs. Those muscles get much more used to actually stretching and contracting, making them stronger, and your breath will become a little bit more natural. So if you find this breathing quite restrictive, if you sort of feel you're not quite getting enough air, practice that a little bit more every day, and then you get much more used to actually letting the ribcage open and close in that way. It is just really important to eventually get really used to this sort of breathing for your Pilates exercises as you progress through the variations. So the more difficult the exercise becomes, the more we have to focus on that way of breathing, because we need to keep that support to keep our spine happy and healthy. Yeah. So I hope that made sense. I hope that sort of demystified the breathing in the Pilates class. If you have any questions at all or any comments, if you found any of these concepts helpful, please leave a comment below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up. If you found this helpful, please share this with your friends. If anybody else you find is sort of has mentioned they're struggling with the Pilates breath. And if you have any other questions about Pilates you want me to just get into and explain a bit about, do let me know. But most importantly, keep breathing. I'll see you in the next video.